Okay. So the subject is the 44th for the Like the Goetia series. Abrasax, Abraxas, Shax, Scox, Shaz, Shan, Chax, Shaz, Ablanathanalba, Abracax, and let me see what the other one spelling is. Abrasax. I'm not. And the chant we're going to look at, each of these 4 words are names. One of them's a name. Starts with a capital E-V-I. Then Z-E-Z-D-V. Then H-S-Z-C. Then Z-P-V-M. Zmbazdav-hasuk zapvam. 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 Now, whether you say something like this 44 times, or whether you say it until you feel difference in how you feel, it doesn't matter. The purpose is to represent something specific to this working and the rest of the marquises. But agar-agar, bamboo, camphor, chickweed, coconut, cucumber, hibiscus, Irish moss, jasmine, oak moss, lunaria, poppy, reed, water lily, and willow are scents that can be used for all of the marquises. And your typical Goetia or something like that would say that mid-afternoon, except under the king. But I have found time of the evening is the perfect time to start these Goetia rituals. Something else may more you, but certainly the past, the 297 through 103, 23, 93 to 98, 46, 29 to 32, 51, 56 through 58, and 72, 1 through 28, all fit into the evening, if you would call it that. The O and A says that mode 4 of music, G major and Dorian, would be the lunar music. E through D major would be the traditional lunar music. But the scientific lunar music would be 210.4 hertz is a G sharp in the 29th octave. Way off. 98.6 beats 44.5, 445, yeah, 445.9 hertz over 440 hertz, plus 22.9 centimeters. So James Donahue says that Shax, I believe that's probably that may be the only name that he uses for it, but I didn't write that down because why do I need to write it down every time? It says that Cloud's mind travels in the orange oval with the dark center, like a dark space, much like he had in his 1998 dreams in Minnesota. The legions ride east. I keep forgetting the cameras, instead of there. Thought control and causing invisibility is amongst his attributes. People hoping to either, as a Karsus, saying, I have performed the right spells and I will make you do things. Demonology or exorcists is trying to evoke themselves and trying to get the things and maybe cast out. Abraxas are the stones from the modes of worship. Abraxoids is the Basilides influenced stones. V says that it's a nocturnal entity. 390 and 1200 are its numbers. A gooweed to align to the true will. Divination of a fairy or nature magic. Predicting rivals. Raising core strength. Oh, to raise or to strengthen, to establish a sacred space. Borrowing after a double plane. And your more common ones. You know what Abrasax is, don't you? Yes, it's a penis, a tattooed and decorated one. There's other, I guess you could make a ship like that, but so you're typically going to find that it says that it's a great marquise in the form of a stock dove with a harsh voice, but subtle, over 30 legions, fetching horses, taking away hearing and sight, and they say to first call it into a triangle in order to not be deceived or lied to discover the hidden, except that kept by demons, and it's said to provide good minions, which you're free to answer this one. How are good familiars provided by the demons? But calling it into a triangle, think about that. Can he, so the vagina, I guess, is the triangle. If this is supposed to be a penis, it's the vagina that's being called into. But things go beyond that. Sexual and psychological symbols are the most common thing you're going to find in religion, really. And it's sort of returned to that in this day and age. Michael W. Ford says that the gifts it gives are not material, and it might take something away is appreciated. Stephanie Conley says that it can bring down an opponent. Occultopedia says Jesus Christ was thought of a phantom sent by Abraxas, and I will say more about this when I talk about Christian Satanism in the paper that I'm about to, that I've started but not really worked on too much. Rules 365, 365 virtues, appearing with a rooster head, or a lion's head, a human body. And again, we're in a series of beings that appear as serpents. Scorpions for feet, and I guess maybe hands too, may have been beyond person. Over 365 heavens or authors, and in hoc signo vinces, and we have two sun cross, both amounting to the same thing. The cross of the age and the world, I guess. The age and maybe. So the sun, the moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn are what we're looking at. Oh, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn are the planetary attributes of the days of the week, and Abraxas and Abrasax are labeled under that. Little Doom Witch says it's bad for first-timers, good for gifts, stealing out of homes of kings, guide to an astral Sabbath, the horse is the nightmare or the Sabbatic steed, and remember, the real Sabbath is not Devil's Night, it's not Halloween, it's Samhain. It's a full week from now. Not full week, isn't it? 6 days. It's Tuesday night, isn't it? Yeah. And that is it for that. Abraxas, Ablanathanalba, Abrasax, Ablanathanalba, Abrasax. You have the Abracala triangle descending. You have the Abracadabra, create as I speak triangle. These are more traditional ways of looking at that, but to remind I kind of broke that up a bit, but remember, you have your brass lined vessel or your place to hide or store your symbolic elements in a more appropriate setting. And let's go right now to share of the ancient Egyptian that relates to this. And we have the 2013 notes, the more final. See, we have Yalah, Yah, howl at nothing of God. Some people would do these together, the angel and the demon, but I'm going to say, no, skip that, it's fine. And see, I had a Boggle. Yeah, Boggle makes a pretty good oracle, don't you think? But I'm going to So we have Abraxas, or Ablanathanalba. And it was known as Abrasax, or Ablanathanalba. And I'm not seeing anything further working there, but 2011 was the first operation regarding this. And let me sort through things a little bit here. Abracanda, abracadam, abracadabra. So we have 703. To 7:34 p.m. on Wednesday, October 26th, 2011. The outside world drifted away. I felt the air around me move as I prayed. Something else with me. Something else was with me that stayed. Colorful spikes flew back and forth at moments. That was all I saw. Things were left around. Things were left surrounded by a glow. I felt warm, and my skin began to flow. A rumbling went through me, and I felt very content. Every energy built within me as the light strobed. The energy kept building pressure as I cried. Then the waves of euphoria hit me. I tingled. I was so relaxed. I saw blue and white flashes, like when the ritual started. I continued feeling euphoric as a thick black with purple shadow came. Surpassing the view. Oh, obscuring the view. Huh. Yeah, obscuring the view of much in the right above me and central parts of my view. So on the north side. The sense of a presence didn't change. I pleasantly throbbed all over as thick blue and white patterns filled the room. I tingled and felt very loved till that ended. I continued to cry and throb pleasantly. And let's look at some of the language involved. Obviously, if we're going to refer these to Solomon, we got to go to the ancient Aramaic. And we got oh, okay. That's not where I'm starting. I'm starting with Hebrew. Shax is pride. Shax is contour. Are the initials of Shalich Tzibur. And Shush is sick, or the feminine, or marble. Shush is rejoice. And let's turn to the ancient Aramaic. Okay, no, I don't want pumpkin. Shax is pride, a lion, or group of lions. You have Shax is spring. Remember to go instead of s. You have Shax is detest, filthy, abomination. Abominable, abhor, detest. Shah, crash, storm, desolate, rushing. Shutch, sink, pit, sharp walls, humble, loud. Oh, law. Shook, cease. Shuss, plunder, press and grab hold. Shussus, plunder, spoil, rifle. Shass, plunder, spoil. Shah, watch, shepherd, delight, destroyer. Watcher. Shuts, flood. Shup, drink, river, repeat cycle, leg. So the washing machine, shup. Shesh, white, 6, linen, marble, 60. Saw, lift, height. Such, sweep, meditate, thought. Suck, cover, booth, protect, covering, multitude, thorn, prick. And let's not neglect a couple Hebrew words that we got here. You got Sach, bow, cast down, like the eyes. Chess is the game. Shach, or Shah, the game. Check, the movie. Okay. You got Shach is talk. Or maybe that's such. Yeah, such. Talk, speak, walk, stroll. And we have more linguistics here. You have sus, turn, moth, worm. Another crawling sort of thing. So instead of snake, you could have a worm. You have suck, sack, sackcloth. Oz, bold, strong, no weapon, mighty, power, greedy. Remember, Azaz, all. Azaz, all. Or Azazal, that's the first part. You got os, do or work. Ok, heel, ankle. Ots, firm, tree, wood, timber, stick, gallows. Stalk, branch, helve, plank, stalk. Ok, press, oppression. Osh, waste, consumed. As, the second part of Azazal. Time, at that time, beginning, even, for. From, hither, to, now, old, since, then, when, yet. Atch, protect, hearth, brotherhood, strong wall, brother, brethren, another, brotherly, kindred. Ots, press, narrow. The k could be a kr, kr, or wah, wah, or something like that. Or kr, 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 instead of kr, kr, tsa, tsa, you know. Ash, press, fire, despair, strong, pressing down, fiery, fire, flaming, hot, burning. Ashesh, press, turbulation, out, press, foundation. Presume, two, both, again, second, the number two. Kra, are meaning the side. So there's three variations of that. Which one's more ancient? The number 90. Anyways, no, which one's more ancient? I don't know, or don't think anybody knows really. You have Ka, or sun, revolution, circle, horizon. The number 200. Remember, all those things with numbers are also letters that form other words too. You got shield, grab, the number 60, Ka, palm, 20, Cha, tent wall, divide, separate, the number 8, Z, harvest, crop, the number 7, Shaz, Shass, Shass is plunder, spoil, Shoes, plunder, sheaths, plunder, spoil, booty, Sooth, turn, horse, joy. So 2012. Let's see about an experience from 2012. And in the comments, feel free to share your own experiences. And October 28th. I did not use Luke 18:24 through 27. I did not use Apocalypse 21:22 through 22:19. I did not use Mark 10:17 through 26. But I did use Alquran 38, Alquran 7, 38 through 51, 3, 14 through 15, 12, 77 through 81, 60, 10 to 13, 60, 10 through 13, 34, 20 through 21, 100, 1 through 11, 22, 73, 16, 8 through 9, 14, 22 to 23. I did include Exodus 21, 27 through 22.4. I did include Isaiah 1, 21 through 28. I did include Ezekiel 13, 1 through 23. Hosea 4, 1 through 19. Zephaniah 3, 8 through 20. And Obadiah 1, 3 through 8. Quran 89, 7 through 13, 41, 36 through 54, 16, 20 through 39, 18, 10 through 31. October 28th, 2012, 7:21 through 8:58 p.m. I saw 7 red flame-like bits. I felt a presence above me for the rest of the night. I felt really warm in a 70-degree Fahrenheit room. I had a series of shaky moments where my eyes flooded in bliss. I felt pressed in upon and electric in the in-between moments. I felt tingly and saw white lightning 11 times. I felt hypersensitive much of the time. Till when I saw a blue cloud, I felt rolls of euphoria down me. I shook again, and the mirror was all I saw as I renounced the round. My eyes returned to normal, and the warm flushing stopped at 9:17 p.m. So another 19 minutes of this warm flushing sensation. But that sometimes comes with this euphoria. Maybe there's good or bad. Maybe there's some tension that stands in the way of you feeling this warmth, like you're wrapped in a warm blanket or floating in warm gel, this utter bliss that abra, abrac, abraca, abracal, abracala, abracal, abraca, abracac, abrac, abra, ab. Same thing with the abracadabra. You can break it down like that. But before I go into the lit, that Enochian Aethyr, let's start. Okay, let's go to Latin. You got sacus, a sack, a bag, a beggar's wallet. Sacco, to stream through a bag. Stomach growling and yawning. I'm sorry for that. Saxum, any large, rough stone, a detached fragment of rock. Sexulum, a little crag or rock. Sexoxus, full of rock or stones, rocky, stony. Sexitragus, stone breaking. Sexificus, that which makes into stone. Petrifying. Saxius, of a rock, rocky, stony. Sexitum, a rocky place. So we see here that the ancients did know. The ancients did know there was such a thing as fossilization. And this is a more breakdown, more established breakdown. So the order of, instead of the R being, Mars, it's Mercury. Instead of the A next to it being Mercury, it's Venus. Instead of the S or the X being Jupiter, it is Mars. Instead of that final A being Venus, it is Jupiter. And X being Saturn is the Physical order, but if you switch them around, it's still not quite the order of the systems, but it's equals 365, beyond good and evil, holy, sacred, blessed name. And we have, in Greek, we have Scox, cold, frost, winter. Suk, agog, lead souls to the underworld. Invelge, lead, win, entertain souls, delude, indulge. Psios, drop. Co, rub down. Curry. You know, a horse, not the Indian dish. Stroke, pat. Psakas, drizzling rain. Psakazo, drizzle. Akos, remedy, healing. Axio, estimate, think, worthy, esteem, request, claim, suppose, take for true. Axia, worth, value, price, dignity, honor, merit, desert, someone's. So the taking from kings, I guess, or rich people's homes. Don't know how a non-physical being is going to do that for you, but abros, luxurious, delicate, weak, elegant. Sios, a theos, is a divine being. Sahas, moth, or maybe just an angel, perhaps. A seer. Theon, theon. Yeah. Those who see of those who see, because even the eyes don't see. It needs mechanism to make it see. Sus is a pig, a sow, a wild boar. Remember, Samhain's coming up. Just another couple weeks here. Sozo, safe, keep safe, preserve, protect, spare, remember, bring back, safe and sound, observe, keep secret, keep or save for oneself. So if we're talking indifference, that kind of works for a which one's the demon of the Ouija board? The people who call on whatever to have it control them and give them whatever answer or do whatever it wants. Seances are about the scariest theology or the most uncontrolled theology a person can possibly indulge themselves in. Stokos, strong, of Hermes. Ciso, Hess. Sos, safe and sound, healthy, entire, sure. Psoko, rub into powder. Psukha, breath. Spirit, life, being, person, soul of man, heart, desire, appetite, courage, departed, soul, ghost. Sus, sozo, help or save. Shaz sort of has some of that deliverer, but not in the deliverer in the sense of a god sort of way of speaking. You have psuchikos, living, mental, animal, natural. Sauce, your. The psuchikos as a natural being, that kind of goes against the Pauline Christianity thing of taking off the natural man, doesn't it? Psuko, breathe, blow, cool, refresh, and saw. Oh, I already said saws. You have Shetchas, spring, and you have Suk, we, covering or heart. Suki, cover. Oh, I'm going into the ancient Aramaic, biblical Hebrew, as some people are going to call it. but I don't like to call it that because Hebrew wasn't a term that it was called contemporarily. Aramaic is, Aramea is something that was known at the time. You have Shus, plunder. Again, some thieving demon that people call upon. Seek, booth, ab, stand, pole, fruit, father, chief, family's desire, patrimony, prince, principle, greenness, fruit. Haber, divide, astrologer. If it's said to be a being ruling over the heavens and people are wanting to be a diviner and stuff like this by these obscurations, that makes sense. Aber, fly, wing, winged. Abra, wing features. So it being part chicken makes some sense. Abir, strong, might. Bulls, mighty. Stout-hearted, valiant. Angels. Krithest, raw, sea appearance. Suck, cover, booth, protect, covering. Thorn, multitude, prick. Sukkuk, cover, hedge, covering, defense. Defend, join, set, shut. Now, I may be messing up a little bit with some of these because you can go suck, you know, in these languages, you're meant to be able to say any letter as a double letter, not just the r. Souk, cover, booth. Remember the booth holiday. Hedge, fence. Brants, tabernacle, den, pavilion, gvert, bow. Sukkah is a booth, a harpoon, a branch, pavilion, cottage, covered tent. Yuckus is a booth. There's a lot of them. Let me make sure there's... remember, when it comes to Abrasax, there's rituals that are like very close to the later Christian rituals. And one of the things is bring me through midnight into sun or something like that. So the midnight sun, the black sun, maybe I should have used that as the title of this. Saw is split, cloven-footed, cleave, rent, cleft, stan, splinting. Okay, shush, white, linen, marble, sixth, shashim, 63 score, shashi, sixth, shasha, sixth, shush, white, shashah, sixth, yeshush, old age. So Moses, Noah being 60 years old may not be intended literally, as we see from translations elsewhere. Yeshush, ancient old age. Sheesh, marble. Shakats, filthy, detest, abomination, detestable, abominable, abhor. Sheik oots, filthiness, detestable, abomination. Shaz, deliver from, or escape. Saz, protect from. Protect or comfort in. So an escaping demon. Kush, gather, stalk, bring together, and press or stubble. Kushi, stubbornness. Kushush, gather, stalk, chaff. Kusha, cucumber. Kosh, snare, gather. Yakush, gather, snare. Yakush, snarer, snare, fowler. Shus, plunderer. A plunder or press and grab hold. Shus, plunder, spoil, rifle. Shass, plunder, spoil. Shaka, drink, water. Butler, cupbearer. Shakak, rush, river, run, long. Range, appetite. Justle. Shuk, drink, river. Repeat a cycle, leg. Suck, sack, sackcloth. Koos, cup or owl. Who has seen this being appear as like an owl? Kutsa, cover, hide, conceal, overwhelm, clad, clothes, cloth. Kisa, seal, throne, stool. You know, stool is in like one of these without a back. Kusa, appoint, seat, appointed. Sus, count, number. 365 authors. As opposed to the Enochian, 30 authors. Number 5 is what we're going to deal with here. You know, 5 counting from the outermost. Kuswi, covering. Kusset, scales, male. You know, like the male that's makes up armor. Kusut, covering, raiment, vesture. Kust, inkwell, amulet, pillow, inkhorn. We think of inkwells. Some people had them in, like, well, horns. Kutsa, cup, cover. Kus, cover, cup, seat. Susa, mare or horse. Sus, turn, horse, joy, swallow. Rejoice, crane, horseback. Glad, joy, mirth. Sus, turn, moth, worm. Who has seen Shax as a worm or moth? Shuk, overflow. Leg, street, shoulder. Shukut, trough. Tushuka, desire. Shaku, drink. Shukwaw, drink. Shabbat, seat, place, cease, ceasing, still, cause, lost time, another. And of course, Sabbath. Spa, serpent. You know, serpent entity. Shutup, flush. Shutsup, surge. Shuts, flood. Shabbatai, thee. Or would have been the Sabbath command. Remember 300 something years ago, some guy who wanted to conquer the world, basically. False messiah. Tsuwa, command, charge, commander, is order, appoint. So let's take what we've referred here to and think about the Fifth Enochian Aethyr. Yawn. 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 O you heavens which dwell in the fifth Aethyr, author of a belief in the supreme being, united energy, regulated, are mighty in the parts of the earth and execute the judgment of the highest. Are all supreme names. The arrow serves him whose name means truth. Mighty in the parts of the earth and execute the judgment of the highest. To you it is said, behold the face of your God, the beginning of comfort, whose eyes are the brightness of the heavens, which provided you for the government of the earth and her unspeakable varieties, furnishing you with the power of understanding to dispose all things according to the providence of him that sitteth on the holy throne, and rose up in the beginning, saying, the earth, let her be governed by her parts, and let there be division in her, that the glory of X may be always drunken and vexed in itself. Her courses let it run with the heavens, and as a handmaid let her serve them. One season let it confound another, and let there be no creature upon her within her the same. All her members let them differ in their qualities, and let there be no creature equal with another. The reasonable creatures of the earth, none. Let them vex and weed out one another, and the dwelling places, let them forget their names. The work of man and his pomp, let them be defaced. His buildings, let them become caves for the beast of the field. Confound her understanding with darkness, for why? It repenteth me. I made man. One while let her be known, and another while a stranger, because she is the bed of an harlot, and the dwelling place of him that is fallen. O you heavens, arise, the lower heavens underneath you, let them serve you. Govern those that govern, cast down such as fall. Bring forth with those that increase, and destroy the rotten. No place let it remain in one number, add and diminish until the stars be numbered. Arise! Move and appear before the covenant of his mouth, which he hath sworn unto us in his justice. Open the mysteries of your creation, and make us partakers of undefiled knowledge. Madrax does proflet kes las dexe na kamal tearpax Nekasanirkas God Thithis Bowses Ras Ieda Nonka Nonsa Golimikma Doyan Madea Unbleorm Saba Soba Ona Kes Lokethiteas Peripsal the Sabrasa Nankaf Nansaf Netain Kaske Antil and Pahatam Plaz Tat Nankaf Nansaf Gimakalzama Rasan Tavglamam Yori Adoiga Torzulp
Eodof Goholkaska Tabard Sanir on Christeos Erapotamel Boster Til Noan Pedorsba Odorme Durumne Zlinal Zap Til Barnge Peripsax Anta Coralist Bopis Lanibamov Cosimp Od Christias Ogtoton Mirkatabelton Pambandismas Pan Christias Oglototon Parak Parauch Asim Cordzis Dod Palad Fifals Lesmanan Od Fargit Banzomawas Konispra Adawawax Tonug Orskatbonoas me Tamgis Lewethmung Unke Unke Omptilb Ursbagle Ma all causes Lakapama Wixamaxip on Kakakasangasa Baglin Paya Tayanta Babylon Not Farget Telak Tiluk Bavim Madreax Tarzan Boadreax Oroka Aboatre Tabaure Purias Artabasandrapan Korstadabix Yalcambrias Arcuazeor Onquasum Katendag Repair Pox at Sagakor, the Millard Pardzar, Brdzar, Kakarg, Kakrg, Oivea, Kornbut, Torzum, Zakarat, Zamran, Spitsebseb, Batmonadus, Surzas, Tayabaltan, Ada, Kiklek, Adazazma Plaple Eadman Euphoria hit me. And now it hits again. I feel tingly. Blue jagged lines appear between the rows of stones. A presence from the north and the south, but not the east or the west, is felt. I look above the altar and I see like a light in a sky blue, like an N. But the point that goes down and up curves like a cup. Something moves in the cup. I return to my normative state, except I still feel a bit hypersensitive. I feel very content. Fitharzi Bonsar. Peace be upon every one of you.